Hi, welcome to Wine TV. I'm Amber.
And I'm Dave.
And today we are talking about reds that make you happy.
Now, this was requested by you again from our Facebook page, which is going to be displayed at the end of this, somewhere down in this region or over here, or maybe fly in from this way. And make sure you go to that and click the like. Anyway, we asked you guys what you want us to talk about in a couple of Wine TVs, and one of those was red that makes you happy. So for us, we tried to find a few of reds that make us happy, and there's probably too many to choose from. So these were just a couple that stood out at the time. And
we thought these were some great boutique ones that we wanted to share.
So we're going to be doing a Cabernet Franc Merlot blend from Clare Valley and a Old Vine Shiraz.
Now this one is made by Greg Cooley. Now Greg Cooley moved to the Clare Valley. He's a really great guy. He does some fantastic wine lunches, so if you ever hear of one, they're great to get around. And again, it's a small boutique winery. One of the really interesting things about his wines are they've all got really unusual names. They're named after people that made a difference to him and that were really special and instrumental in his life. So this one is the Glyn and Pinny Cabernet or Merlot Cabernet Franc.
Now, Merlot Cabernet Franc. So it's
a pretty different blend.
Kind of a Bordeaux blend. I mean, they use Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc, so it's a little bit different. The reason why, for me, this was a wine that makes me happy is because, I'm thinking I want to sit down and just enjoy a red while watching a movie or something like that. This is something smooth, easy to drink, and just wonderful. And it's
this wine. Now, I'm the biggest chocoholic in the whole world. When I drink this wine, I think of it like a dark chocolate tart filled with like raspberries and berries, so thick that you could like sink your teeth into it with a thick crust. Maybe some like
dark chocolate ganache or something over the top. Yeah, because I mean that is exactly. Love the use of oak treatment. There's got, without even tasting it, you've got this amazing amount of berry, very sort of cooly sort of thing. Like
if I was going to describe this wine as a celebrity, it'd be like a Nigella Lawson, just really like sumptuous, rich, and David thinks that I should cook more like Nigella, but this one,
I think it's probably more about the noises she makes while she cooks.
So this wine, I would say it's like the Nigella Lawson of wines.
Okay, and it's for guys getting into wine too. This is an almost perfect choice to get into dry reds because
you could drink it quite easily.
It's not sweet. When we say sweet, it's not sweet. It's got sweet characters. It's got lots of chocolatey oak characters, which are not that are just so easy to drink. It's cool climate, so it's not heavy bodied. It's kind of medium bodied.
It's just a really yummy wine. You drink it, you feel great.
And it's so tasty. It just really is, and makes you so happy. You drink it and you go,
I feel good.
Feel really good, and that's what it's all about. So this is a 2009. Current release, and Greg Cooley, small, like 2,500 cases a year, that sort of thing, and depending on that vintage.
I think this wine in particular, he's only made 260 dozens, so get your hands on some if you can. Now, it's quite different to the next one that we're going to do, which is their Victor's Old Vine Shiraz from Gumpara Wines.
Now, Gumpara Wines. Now, this guy, winemaker Mark.
Really nice guy.
Really nice guy. He's got a lot of vines. He's a big grower for a lot of big wineries. And
he loves to prune. Whenever you try and talk to him, if you ever get a chance to talk to him as a winemaker, or anyone that knows him.
When it's the season, he's pruning.
Always out pruning. So he loves his grapes, and you can really tell this when you're drinking the wine.
And most of the guys will tell us down there that when pruning season starts in the winter, he'll be finished pruning and everybody else will be starting, and he's a bit of a double hander apparently. He goes out and just does these ones. So, it's really passionate. It's
his love of, his grapes and his vines that comes through in the winemaking. So he's 6th generation in the Barossa. So a really good heritage.
And it's old vine, so that can mean a lot of things, but old vine is generally, it reaches a certain age, and I can't remember quite what that classification is, but it's been there for a while. He's got a few of these beauties on his site, and
means old vines mean that your fruit's a bit more concentrated. They make less grapes per vine, so more of the goodness goes into less grapes, making a better wine.
And it's not always like the fact that an old vine thing will give you better wine at all, because there's a lot of it's all down to winemaking. But what it does for the winemakers is give them more consistency. So this vine has been producing this grape for this amount of time consistently. I know how to make this the best it can be, and that's what you get out of old wines. This
is again, these are really lovely Shiraz. I would say it's smooth, but it's still got a bit of a kick on it. It's not as heavy as some Shiraz from the Barossa, but again, really, really nice use of the fruit. It's just beautiful and berry-like.
Yeah, it's a bit more funk to it, like a bit more edgy bitiness, which is good. Not in a bad way. It's got a little bit of some fine tannins there, which a bit wanky, but some fine grip that kind of just make you salivate a little bit to come back for another go. And
if I was gonna continue on my theme, describing what a wine would taste like, if comparing it to a person, this would be more like sort of your Harrison Ford or your Anthony Hopkins of wine, a little bit older, more mature, but still packs punch. So kind of iron fist in a velvet glove.
Yeah, I guess that's quite a famous saying, but it's quite true. And this one, it is a 2008, I believe. Yes, it is. And this guy, like Mark, has all this, like, his storage is in his own climate-controlled shed. It's not very big. I think he does about 1,500 cases a year, so it's quite small. When you buy his wine, it comes from him. The guy himself handles the bottles and puts them into the cases and sends them off.
They're really lovely bottles with gold leaf on them and everything as well. So it makes it feel a little bit special when you're opening it, because it's such a big, heavy bottle.
There's a lot of love in it, and that's what we like to do. It's got a good story behind it. It's a 6th-generation grower, as you said.
And they're good people. Not only we like to find good wine, but I like to find it from good people as well.
Yeah. So this wine makes me happy for that reason, and it's tasty as all hell.
So to wrap up, we've got 2 great wines. We've got the Greg Cooley Glenempini Merlot Cabernet Franc, and we have the Gumpara Wines Victor's Old Vine Shiraz. So great wines if you can get your hands on them. Great to have a try.
And these 2 are retailed for, I think this is $22, $25, and this one is $25. So, really good wines. Great value. That's what we're all about. So we're going to continue enjoying these, and
cheers guys.